So, what's happening? My name's Chris, and one of the things that I'm really interested in is traveling for cheap. I like to get flights or hotel nights for free or very cheap. And I was looking through the IHG One Rewards program today and the possibility of buying points so that I could see whether there was any bonus and whether I could actually benefit from doing so. And what I found today for a limited time was very interesting. What this video is going to look at is whether or not buying IHG points at this present time until August 28th, 2025 would be worth it. And I'll give a couple of examples in places that would interest me. So if that's something that is interesting to you, be sure to stay tuned. I do want to point out that periodically IHG will put up these bonuses and they can vary. You can buy IHG points for as little as half a cent per point. But if you miss it this time, like I said, it closes down at August 28th, 2025. You may be able to get it later in the year or next year and get the bonus. If videos on travel hacking interest you or anything on personal finance for that matter, all I would ask you to do is hit that subscribe button and also give us a thumbs up to show that you like the video. As I noted previously, I was looking at the IHG One Rewards page and I was interested on seeing if you could actually get a bonus in buying points. So basically what you would do, you would go up here and click on this IHG One Rewards link right here and it will take you to the page and you can scroll down and look and scroll down and look and earn points. Get started. You go there and you'll have to scroll down again and it'll show you how you can pile on the points. And down here it says buy points. That's what you're going to click. That'll take you to a login page where you will put in your email or username and your password or PIN or whatever. And then it will bring you to this page where you scroll down and it'll ask you how many points you actually want to buy. So it starts out at $13.50 per 1,000 points, which is 1.35 cents per point. Not worth it. I'll just tell you right now, unless you need 1,000 points to get a pretty cool redemption. Then it might be worth it, but under general circumstances, no. I want you to note that when you buy at least 5,000 all the way down to 300,000, you will get a 100% bonus. So 5,000 becomes 10,000. If you buy the max of 300,000, you will wind up with 600,000. It is also important to note that the half a cent per point does not kick in until you get to about 25,000 points. So if you look at this, 25,000 points, you'll get the 25,000 point bonus, and it's $287.50, which is slightly more than a cent per point. Actually, it's slightly more than half a cent per point. But if you go to 26,000, you get the 26,000 bonus, and it's $27.50 less than you would pay for getting the 25,000 bonus points. You don't go over that $287.50 until you get to 29,000 bonus points, and that's only $2.50 more. So if you're just going to buy a few, it would pay to go up to that level. I do want to point out that if you come down here to the 300,000 points, it'll give you 300,000 bonus points for $3,000. So that is half a cent per point, and that is a really huge amount of points that you could get. So is that worth it? That's what the rest of the video is going to attempt to show you, whether you can actually save money going in this direction. A popular place that people like to go is New York City, and that's one place that I'm wanting to look at here. So the maximum you can buy at this point is 600,000. I do want to look at some hotels in New York to see whether it is worth looking at that. I have booked 4 nights in a random weekend in September. The reason for this is the fact that if you have the IHG credit card, the higher level one, you get automatic platinum status and you also get the 4th night free. So basically, the points numbers that you're going to look at, you would multiply by three because the fourth night would be free. So this Intercontinental New York Times Square, 106,000 points per night. That would be 318,000 points. You would also have to pay this $40 amenity fee per night, but that would be 318,000 points, which you would have paid not $3,180, but rather roughly $1,600 for. And what would 4 nights cost with money? We can put that in and check. So the Intercontinental in New York, Times Square, same hotel, $583 per night. That will be the 543 room rate, which is what you're going to base it on because you have to pay the $40 fee every night regardless. So anyway, that will be roughly $2,200 or so. So you could theoretically save a little bit of money on this hotel if you were to use the points. I also want to point out if you pay the cash, that's $2,200, or actually in this instance, it's going to be closer to $2,400 because of the amenity fees. You're also going to have to pay taxes on top of that. So it's going to be even more. So in this instance, it looks like it would actually pay off. Now, let's scroll down a little bit. We have this Manhattan at Times Square. You do have to pay the $46 in fee every night, but $381 per night. If you multiply that by four, you're looking at a little over $1,500. So keep that $1,500 in your mind, and we'll switch this over to points to see how much that would cost in points. And the Manhattan at Times Square is 84,000 per night. So if we multiply that by three, because keep in mind, if you have the credit card, you get the third night free, which would be roughly 252,000 if my math is correct. You paid half a cent per, so it's a little over 1,200 per night plus the 45.90 for the amenity fee. So you're basically going from 1,500 to 1,200. You could theoretically save money, as well as the taxes. Keep in mind that you usually don't have to pay the taxes when you get an award night in the United States anyway. So it looks like buying the points could save you money in New York City. At least that's the case if you have the IHG One Rewards credit card that allows you to get the fourth night free on redemptions. If you don't, your points total per night will be multiplied by four, which will change the calculations. And it looks like that's really not going to pay off. It would be better to just pay the cash rate if you don't have that credit card. So another place that really interests me is Da Nang, Vietnam. It's a lot cheaper than New York City. They have a really cool bridge that looks like a dragon and spouts fire. They also have some pretty cool beaches there and some different cultural experiences. So that interests me. It's a lot cheaper than New York City, but let's see if you can actually save money by buying IHG points or by paying the cash rate. So this Crown Plaza Da Nang City Center, which does not look like it is near the beach. But anyway, it's $72 per night. And you would have to pay, if you were going to get 4 nights, the same random weekend in September, you'd pay $288 for the 4 nights. Now let's look at the points total that you would have to pay. $72 a night or $288 total. So this is 13,250 points. That's just a shade under 40,000 points if you get the fourth night free. And that would be basically 20,000 points at a half a cent per point. And basically, that's going to be $200. So $200 is less than $288 that you would have to pay if you were paying the cash rate. It looks like it plays out pretty well here. Now, if we scroll down to this Intercontinental Da Nang Sun Peninsula, which looks like it is on the beach and it looks like a pretty impressive property, it is 92,250. And again, if we multiply that by three, it's going to be roughly 277,000 points, which would be roughly $1,350 that you would have paid. Keep in mind, we're counting it for 3 nights, even though you're staying four because the fourth night is free. But we have to scroll up and we have to look at the cash price. So instead of paying $1,350 for the 4 nights, you would be paying $383 per night times four. So that is going to be in the neighborhood of $1,700, which means that you would theoretically save $400 to $500 on the stay by buying the points and using those instead of paying the cash rate. So in both instances, it looks like paying for the points and then using them as long as you get the fourth night free, it looks like you're going to come out ahead. If you go the other way and don't have the credit card, then paying the cash rate would appear to pay off. Your miles will vary by the hotel that you choose, by the destination. So do your due diligence. I can't give you advice on every single hotel, and your results will vary. Again, I wanted to remind you that this limited time offer ends on August 28th, 2025. You can get 300,000 bonus points if you buy 300,000 points through the IHG One Rewards program. Your total cost out of pocket will be $3,000 instead of $600,000. You are limited to 300,000 in a year for this limited time. Usually it's only 200,000, which would give you the bonus up to 400,000. So if you're collecting IHG points for some great vacation, now's a great time to take advantage of that. Anyway, I hope you found the video useful. And if you did, I would appreciate it if you just hit the subscribe button and the like button. And that's all I'm going to ask you to do. Have a great day. Until the next time, we'll see you.